Good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible. Uh, can anybody please confirm and dropping into the chat? Please, can anyone please confirm? Okay, and it's look like the screen is a kind of blinking to me. For you also, it's blinking. Please confirm. It's all good. I mean, it's working fine. Give me a minute, guys. I'm a little late today, so give me 1 minute. Okay, great. It's working fine. Good for you guys. Okay, great. So let's wait for a few more participants to join in. Meanwhile, tell me how is this session so far going on for you guys? Any question from previous sessions or anything which you wanted to discuss or facing any issues, challenges in accessing or creating account or anything? So any questions anyone has so far? Amir Khan is saying all is good. For you guys also it's blinking. Chandni is saying yes, it is blinking. For others also the screen is blinking. Okay, Manish is saying it's clearly visible. Okay, I'm not sure about other guys. It's fine. Okay, I assume. Okay, great. So it's fine. So Adi Narayan, for me it's fine. Krishna, it's okay. Krishna has a one good question. Databricks. I assume he is talking about the Databricks. So Databricks covered in this course. I'm sorry, Databricks is not a part of this course because Databricks comes. I mean, it's a little longer topic. Okay, and alone Databricks alone will not work. You need to know the Spark along with it as well. So that take a little more time. I mean, generally it's a part of my 3 month long course. So there I teach because it takes a lot of time to be honest. Okay, and before that I need to cover some storage account and so many other stuff as well before reaching to this point. So that will be little difficult to cover up in this sessions. Okay, but again, if you want to be a part of a data engineering course, then there is we going to cover that in very deep in detail. Okay, any other question? Meanwhile, I'll just start quickly. I'll just opening up few things at my end. Okay. I hope many of you has already gone and access the different quizzes which is available into the account. If you haven't gone through that, please go ahead and check that out. Twish is saying there is some noise disturbance is there. Is it for everyone? They are facing some noise, background noise. Okay. So let me just go down and quickly take a one quick question and then we'll quickly start. Okay. Give me a minute, guys. As I said, I am little late today. So let me just quickly open up all those things which I wanted to showcase today. And then we'll quickly start. Give me 10 more seconds. I'm here and I'll share my screen. Share the screen. Share the screen. Okay, I hope my screen is visible now and I am audible well enough so we can start. Okay, so before starting our next thing, I just wanted to ask you this question. So Let's go ahead and attempt this question. So, what is this question? Oh, I'm sorry. 1 minute, guys. Okay. So, suppose you are using the insurance premium calculator application. This is an example of what? So, tell me, guys, put down your questions and sorry, put down all your answers under the chat. Go ahead. Answer, guys. Pawan is saying this is a SAS. What about others? Nayar is saying SAS. Suresh is saying it is SAS. How about others? What is this? Dipali is also saying SAS. Chandni is saying SAS. Any other question? I mean, sorry, any other answer? SAS. Perfect, guys. So yes, the correct answer is SAS only. For those who don't understand why this could be a SaaS, so I'll tell you very simply. See, when you using a insurance premium calculator application, what you will going to do? You will pass on your policy period. You will pass on the premium amount, etc., etc., and then you just get an answer, right? Here you are not concerned with what is the operating system on which this application is running, okay? Or you are not going to install or take care of that operating systems or that infrastructure. So this could not be a IaaS. Then even you are not worried about how this function has been written, when in which language this is working, whether it is a Python function, whether it is a Java function, or you are writing on your own. So you are not doing anything like that. So that's why it is not a pass as well. And you just like worried about only the giving an input and you get the output, and you don't worry about at all like how it is working under the hood. And that's why this is a pretty good example of being a SaaS. Few folks are saying that I am not audible clearly. Guys, give me a second. I don't know what is the problem. Maybe my internet connection could be the thing here. Let me just quickly check. I connected to a correct. Okay, and what else I can do? I can go down. I can check on the settings. I can check my audio. Okay, that's the problem. I'm sorry, guys. It has picked up a wrong one. So I hope now it is well. So I think this should be clear now. Great. A lot of people is saying that this is clear now. So actually, this is not picking up my mic earlier. So I hope all good now. Can anybody please confirm? So I can say Pawan is saying yes, yes, yes. Okay, great. Thank you, guys. Okay, back to the business. Okay. So till yesterday, what we have done is we talked about uh, what is Azure, we talked about what is cloud computing, we talked about what are the advantages of a cloud computing. And yesterday we have even seen like how we can create our first resource into the cloud, and that was the virtual machine. So I hope all of you have tried at least creating account and creating your virtual machine. Even if you have not done it, it's completely fine, but just go and watch the session back again and get to know like how it has been done. If you do it on your own, then in general it gives you a lot of confidence. So I would highly recommend, go ahead. Maybe if you don't get the time this week, do it doing during the weekends. Okay, great. So now moving forward, now let's talk about what are the different ways in which you can connect to any cloud. Okay, so in general, there are a lot of ways in which you can connect to any cloud. The one way which we have seen was nothing but an Azure Web Portal. So you remember yesterday I go to that website called as portal.azure.com, and there I was doing everything in the UI manner. So that was nothing but an Azure Web Portal. Even what you can do is you can have your command line. Command line is like through a command prompt. So that is you can create sorry connect to any cloud through the command line interface. CLI is command line interface. You can also connect through a cloud shell. So now what is this cloud shell is? So let me just tell you what is this cloud shell is. Okay, so I go down here and I come down here and I go to my portal. So that is portal.azure.com. That is again a web interface. Okay, so it is a basically a web interface. Now inside it, here you see this option on the top. Okay, cloud shell. When you click on it, you get to know. Okay, so now you will see that you can write all your commands here itself. So even if you want to connect via cloud shell, as the name suggests, shell is basically your command prompt kind of stuff. And when I say cloud shell, it means that this command prompt is into the cloud. So if you don't even have all these things installed on your machine, what you can do is you can come here, go to this cloud shell, and you can start running your commands on this cloud shell. Okay, so or else you can install something here on your local machine and you can connect via this command prompts or command line interfaces. Okay, so there are different ways, but majorly you might be feeling more comfortable in using this portal. So most of the thing which you can do it through a command prompt, you can do all the things through this web interface as well. Okay, so these are the basically three, and the last one is nothing but your mobile app. So there are mobile apps is also given into the Azure world, where you can manage few things with the mobile app as well. Although mobile app is generally for monitoring purpose, where you see that all your resources is up and running or not, how much memory it is taking, kind of that stuff. But generally that is you generally on the mobile you just use for monitoring purpose. Okay, so these are the four ways in which you can connect to any cloud. Okay, now comes a hierarchy. When you create an Azure account, there is by default a hierarchy got created. Okay, and that hierarchy is nothing but on the top level there is a management groups. Okay, so you can think about it like a big company. In a big company, what happens is think about at the enterprise level. So generally in the enterprise level, there is hundreds of the user who is going to use the cloud. Let's say for example, I talk about a Bank of America. Now if Bank of America has to use the Azure or the Azure cloud, now they know that there are not only just one project, probably there are many projects within the company who is going to use this Azure. So what they will do is they will take a one enterprise account. Okay, and that account is an enterprise level, and under that, for a different group of teams, what they will do is they create the management groups. Okay, so every group will manage their own account. Okay, although all will become a part of a one big account, but internally they will manage a different account. Okay, so that is nothing but your management group. See, when you create on your own for your local machine, this management group does not make much sense. Okay, but when we talk about an enterprise, I mean at the enterprise level, big enterprise level, where the multiple Azure account might be needed, they are generally rather than making a multiple Azure accounts, they take a one enterprise level account. Under that, they create a management groups for a different team, maybe one for operational team, one for your sales team, one for marketing team, etc., etc. Okay, then even in the management group, let's say for example, if I talk about the operations management, under the operational management there are multiple projects. Okay, so how this operation team will manage it? So what they can do is they can create this multiple subscription. So for example, when you create your account, you get free trial subscription. Okay, so in your account you will get a one free trial subscription. So at least for doing anything, you need to have at least one active subscription needed. Okay, because what subscription will do, basically subscription is the medium through which all your cost will get accumulated or get collected. Okay, so if you create any virtual machine, yes, like yesterday we create, so basically this get built under the subscription. So if your subscription has that capability, then eventually you can create those resource or use those resource. So for the billing purpose, what they do is like, even in the operations team, they have a multiple team, team 1, team 2, team 3. Okay, so what they can do is, for team 1 is a crucial team, so they can allocate a different budget to team 1, and team 2 has a doing a kind of a low priority work, so they give a subscription to them, and that subscription has a low budget. Okay, so like that. So under the management group, they can create a multiple subscription. And under the subscription, you remember yesterday we created a resource group, right? I said that, okay, resource group is nothing but a logical bag where you keep the things, common things together. Maybe you can think about one resource group for a one development environment, another resource group for the production environment, like that. Okay, and under the resource group, finally all your resources lies, whether it is your virtual machine, whether it is your storage account, whether it is your database or anything. So whatever be your resources is, end of the day all those resource will go inside this resource group. There will be no resource or a service you can create without resource group. Okay, so you see this hierarchy. So this hierarchy is by default your management group, subscription, resource group, and then resources. So I'll just go down here on the practically and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I come here, I go to this. So if I see you this, give me a second. Here you see this management groups. Okay, so by default you see, like by default you get a one management group when you make a one account. So that is my one management group, and under that management group I have actually three subscription. Okay, I created for myself. Eventually what happened is only one subscription is active now, rest two are now the subscription which is kind of a dead or a disabled one. So if I go to this subscription, now even under the subscription you will see there are multiple resource groups. Okay, so I can see here these are the resource group, and you can see this billing amount. You can see under this subscription there's a, because this is a paid one. Okay, so you get an invoice generated, something like that. So you see under this we have a management group. Under the management group on the top you can see there is a Visual Studio Enterprise subscription, and under that subscription I have these many resource group. Okay, so if I, let's say if I open this resource group, what what will happen is this resource group will have these many resources like my data factory account, my virtual network, my Databricks account, my database. So this is the hierarchy on the top. If you can see, management group, subscription, under that there's a resource group, and that is this resource group, and in this resource group we have these many resources. So that's how this looks like. Few people are saying that there is a facing some issue of blurring the screen. I think all is good, please confirm others as well. Manish is saying there is some blur issue. I hope all is good. If not, please let us know. Okay, so that's how your hierarchy get created by default. Okay, so that is the hierarchy. Your management group, subscription, resource group, and resources. Generally, now the question come now generally the question comes into the mind, like for few it's good, for few is bad. I don't know what is the problem. Okay, so now the problem is like, if these many hierarchies there, who manage this? So generally managing this hierarchy will be the work of Azure admins. Okay, so who are the Azure administrators or who are the Azure infrastructure guys? Those are the one who is managing this hierarchy. If you are a data engineer, if you are a data scientist, then generally you don't care about it that much, okay, because you might be only the user, but you are not the one who is managing this. Okay, so management is done by someone, that is who is Azure administrator or Azure infrastructure person. Okay, now next thing comes in is how internally Azure has been placed. Okay, so in Azure, if you remember yesterday as well, when I was creating a virtual machine, I have given a region. Okay, so what is this region is all about? So before that, I'll just show you this picture. Okay, so basically, what Azure has done is Azure knows that they are making a global product. So what they have done is they have created a multiple region across the world. Okay, so you can see that this uh, blue blue circle is nothing but a region. So they have one region in the Brazil, one is in Southwest South Africa, South Africa North. They have some many in Australia, some in Asia, India, UAE. Then again they have something in Europe. Then they have something here in the Canada and the US. So across the world they have created so many regions. Okay, so what they call it as a region, you think about it as geographically they divided it, so that is a region. Okay, so this is a region where they have the resources available. When I say resources available, it means that there this is the location where their data centers are placed. Okay, so you can see that what is region. So region is basically geographical area that has one or more data centers. Okay, and whenever we make any resource, okay, whether you create a virtual machine, you create a storage account or anything, you tell them that okay, I want my machine to be allocated in this region, or in this America, in this Canada, in this Australia, or in this India region. Okay, so you can decide where exactly your virtual machine or your resource will get created. To us always it's like in the cloud, but we as a engineers we know that it's somewhere it is placed. Okay, maybe in a specific country or anywhere, but it's not in air. End of the day, it's like hardware exists somewhere and we are accessing that hardware. So where that hardware located, that you can decide based upon this region. Okay, so the example could be is you can have a multiple region like West US, Canada Central, West Europe, etc, etc. Okay, even Azure has their own private region as well for the government bodies. For example, they have a private or a special region which is US government region. So when it means that there will be some place in the US where they have created this region for US government. So now what will happen is in this region the data center is there, and this data center probably will take care of only and only the government data. Okay, they don't take care of any other thing. Nobody else can store the data here. So that is specifically they have created for the US government as well. So something like that. So long story short, region is the geographical location where your resource or service will be located. Okay, so every time you create any resource, you have to provide in which area you want it. Okay, now this number of region is keep on increasing. So uh, Microsoft is trying to cover the world in a more dense manner. So they are keep on adding more regions every time. So this list you see will keep on updating. Okay, so they will add only, they will not remove in general. Okay, now another thing comes in, what is availability zone. So as I said, generally you decide this is my a region. Assume that this is my India region. Okay. Now, what they India, let's say Central India, maybe they called it as Central India. So now, what they will do in this Central India is probably they will make an availability zones. Availability zone are the something which is available within the data center only. Okay, physically separate data center within an Azure region. Okay, so what does it mean? Is let's say I'll create a one availability zone here, one here, and one here. And let's say one is, let's say, a location called as Indore, one location is called as Mumbai, one location you can call it as, let's say, Bhopal. Okay, so there are three different cities within this region, and in these three different cities, they created a three different availability zones. Idea is they try to mitigate the risk within the one region. Okay, so this availability zone basically, these are few kilometers or multiple kilometers apart. So if something bad happened in this city, probably still data can be recovered from this uh, city availability zone, or even if both of these two goes down, at least data can be recovered from this third availability zone. So that's the idea, that if anything bad happen in any specific region, generally it is concentrated to a one place only. So you keep a multiple availability zone within a region, so that if something bad happens, you still have a recovery point available, and still people can continue doing their work using the different availability zone. Okay, all this is basically handled under the hood. You don't have to worry about it, okay, at all, because this is good to know, but generally you don't have to worry about it. This internally Azure manages. Okay, so you are already paying for all this indirectly. When you say I need a one virtual machine, you are indirectly paying for all this, because it's an Azure problem to do create an availability zone and copy your data in multiple location probably, and then ensure that if something goes down, it is still accessible. Okay, so you are already paying for it, so you don't have to worry about it. But this is something good to know how Azure is managing internally. Okay, and whenever any region get created, as the rule thumb of rule they have created for their own, there is a minimum of three zones within a single region. That's what they do. Okay, so you will have a availability zone, and availability zone will have a multiple data centers. Something look like this. Okay, Azure region availability zone 1, availability zone 2, availability zone 3. So that's how this architecture looked like. Okay, moving forward, there is something called as region pair. Okay, so again, this region pair is basically something look like this. So even to improve or to mitigate the more risk, so what they do is they create a region pair. Okay, so they create a multiple region within a geographical location itself. For example, in India we have a two region, one region pair. We have a, one is Central India, and another one is your UK South India. Now, what will happen is they keep three copies into the Central India location somewhere in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and those locations. And one is in the south, where me Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, those locations. And so that if one region goes down entirely, all those three cities goes down, then they can have something available from these different regions. Although this is called a region pair, why? Because end of the day, all both of this region lies within a one geography, that is one country, that is one, that is inside in India. For example, see why we are concerned about it, like saying region pair. I could have done this region pair with the US, or maybe Sri Lanka, maybe Pakistan, or maybe in any other country as well. So idea is there are basically compliances. Okay, so there are stringent compliances there, or government norms are there, where for example the companies like the banking companies, or the financial institutions like insurance, mutual funds. So all those are like bind to share the data across the country. So a lot of countries have a stringent norms where their data cannot go outside the country. Okay, so in those cases, they have to, even they need the fault tolerance. Like if something goes down, they need that to be recovered from that, and even without going outside the country. So in those cases, generally this region pair could be very handy to use. Okay, so in that case, if something goes down in one region, we try to cover it from another region. See, if we talk about a very big countries, think about a US, where which is a very a huge area. So there is one area is quite separated from another area. So if something goes down in one area, probability that other area might not got affected. So that's why they created a different region pair within that location, kind of. Okay, so there this region pair could comes very handy and could help you. Okay, so that is nothing but a region pair. Again, you don't have to do anything for this. All this will be taken care internally. You just need to know about it. That's it. Okay. Again, there is a one quiz time quickly. How many resource group can a resource be in at the same time? A very good question. So, assume it. Yesterday we were creating a one resource group, and if you remember the hierarchy, so if you're creating a resource can lies in how many resource group? One, two, three, no limit. Just quickly answer this question, and then we move forward with our session. Anyone? Three. Abhishek is saying three. Nitin is saying three. Suresh is saying no limit. Manasa is saying three. Sayed Mubashir is saying no limit. S. Nair is saying no limit. Mallikarjun saying no limit. Harish is saying one. Pawan is saying no limit. Guys, all of you are wrong. Okay, just read the question again and check. Okay, and then tell me what is the right answer. Okay, the answer, I without wasting a time, the answer is one. Okay, now tell me. Now read the question again. How many resource group can a resource be in at the same time? Look at this diagram. This is your resource basically, your virtual machine, your VNet, your application, your database. This resource can belongs to one resource group only at a time. They cannot belong to multiple resource group. Okay, so question was not about the availability zone. Okay, it was about the resource group. Okay, so one resource, whichever resource you create, that will come into a one bag only, that cannot belongs to multiple bags. Okay, so that's why the answer is one. This is the question. How many resource group can a resource be in at the same time? Okay. Now I'm not taking another question. We already covered this first virtual machine lab yesterday. So that's fine. Okay. Now let's come down to another important stuff before going on to this. Azure storage account. Okay, somewhere it was written there. I don't know. I'm missing. Azure storage service. This is a pretty important service. This is one of the most important service in the Azure, or I would say this is one of the most basic service in the Azure. See, everything whatever you do, you are a data engineer, you are a DevOps engineer, you are an administrator, you are a cloud developer, whoever you are, end of the day you want to store some data in your project at some point of time. So how you can store the data into the cloud? The way to store the data into the cloud is only one way, and that is through this Azure storage service. So without wasting time and without giving all those GANs here, I just go down to the portal.azure.com and create an Azure storage service and then show you how it looks like. Okay, back to the window of our practical. Okay, I hope guys you are enjoying. Uh, its sessions are not that boring. Okay, okay. So this is my portal.azure.com. Now I want to create my storage account. Now how I can create my storage account? So you just go here and type in storage accounts. So here you see this option, storage accounts. Click on that, and these are so many storage account I have created so far. So again, when you go back in your machine and you see this, you will find that this is completely empty. So don't worry, I'll let's but create option still will be there. So let's go ahead and create your first storage account. So go to the create, click on this create button. So that will take you to the one screen where you are going to create. Meanwhile, Ashish, Pawan, Sanjay is saying all this is an informative session. Thank you. You are enjoying it. Great. Okay. So now you can see on the top that we are creating a storage account. And when we are creating a storage account, it is asking me again those common information. So one common information was what? Subscription. So you remember at the start I said that any resource you create, it always asks you the subscription and resource group. So even if you go down here and you check our hierarchy, you will get to know that okay, this hierarchy was what? Whenever you create anything, that need to be go inside one resource group, and resource group need to go inside some subscription. Okay, so that's why it is by default asking us that. Choose the subscription. I have a multiple subscription, but both of these two are disabled, so I can use only one subscription, this one. Okay, in your case you will use a free trial one. Okay, then comes the second thing, resource group. Again, we know that resource group is nothing but a logical bag where we keep our all the resources. So either you can create a new one or you can select uh, the one which we created yesterday. So yesterday we created this one, Azure Fundamental Free Session Resource Group, right? So I'm going to put down all those in this storage account under this resource group. Okay. Now, when you create a storage account, you need to give the name of your storage account. Again, when you give the storage account name, it needs to be unique. Okay. When I say it needs to be unique, means that it needs to be unique across the world. Okay. Anyone who has created an storage account with this name, you cannot use that name. For example, I say, let's say AZ free session demo 1. Okay, so if I have taken this name, then nobody else can take up this name. Okay, so if even if you go back and you try to create a storage account with this name, probably you will not allowed until unless I go and delete it. Okay, so you give a storage account name. Then, as I said, always whenever you create a resource, it always asks the region, geographically where your data get allocated, okay, or stored. So these are many regions available: US East, US Central, Qatar, UAE, UK South, etc, etc. So based on your need you can choose anything. I'll keep it default. Okay, so I'll keep it US is default. Performance tier is like you keep it default. Okay, there are some redundancy level. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that in this session. We'll talk about it later sometime. You can keep everything as default here. Go to the next option. Again, here also you can keep all those things default. It's saying require REST API access, yes. Allow public access, we say yes. So all this looks a default one. There is a one option here you see, enable hierarchical namespace. Okay, so if you select that option, this will create an a data lake storage. Or if you don't select it, it will be a blob storage. We'll talk about it. For now, let's just keep as it is. Okay, so this is one of the important checkbox. Okay, but even if you click on it or you don't click on it, apparently you don't see any difference. But it has created some huge difference internally. So we talk about that option. Once let me go and create it. Then you see something like access tire, hot, cool, keep as it is. Again, not needed to discuss about it. Keep everything as it is. Keep everything as it is. Keep everything as it is. Leave it default, and we come down to the review. So you see that so far I have not done any magical thing for creating a storage account. I just given this selection of this uh, our subscription resource group, and I just give the name, and rest everything else I have kept as a default only. And finally I click on review, and to me all looks good. It is validating, and I say create. Now you must be thinking why you're not showing me all those options. We'll talk about it. Okay, first let's see how this look like. Okay, first let's get a feel of it, how storage account look like, and then I'll talk about the other configuration options. Okay, so whenever you create a resource, you see it's saying deployment is in progress. It will take few seconds because somewhere Azure has to go into a specific location which you have chosen, the configuration which you have chosen. Accordingly, it will create the resource for you. So now you can see that deployment succeed message is coming. What you can do, you can click on go to resource. It will take you directly to your storage account, that is Azure session free session demo 1. Even if you don't do that, if you want to go back again on this, so what you can do, you can click on storage account again, and whatever be the storage account you have created, that you will see under here. Sometimes it take a few seconds or a few minutes to show up here, sometimes, for example. But so don't worry about that, it not created. If you get a deployment successful message, it has been created. Refreshing this list might sometimes take 10-20 seconds extra, so that is fine. So here you can see our storage account, that is Azure free session demo 1. I click on that. Now here you see the magic. So magic is you get few services: blob service, file service, queue service, and table service. So we are worried only at this point about the blob service. Okay, click on this blob service here, or on the left hand side you see this container option. Okay, so you see here container. Okay, so either click on this container or either click on this blob service, both will take you to the same place. So you click on that, and you see on the top you will see like containers. So basically your data gets stored under the containers. Containers are nothing, think about like a drive. When you store your data into your hard disk, you create a drive, right? C drive, D drive, E drive, F drive, like that. So containers are the top level, a kind of a drive, you can think like that. So we don't have anything, so let's go and click on container. Okay, and this will going to ask me to create uh, a container name. So let me, I call it as a landing. So this landing is a very common word. Maybe if you are working for some project, you might aware of it. Landing is a folder name generally you give, or a container name you give, because all the data will land up here. So that's why this landing is comes here. This is a very common folder in the data engineering world. Okay, so I create a landing folder. Okay, so all the data will land up here. Okay, so this not a folder, this is just a drive. You click on that, and now this is your storage, blob storage account. Now you can see here option this upload. Now you can take up any file. I'll just take it up this file. I go down here. I go to this order.csv. So I'll just take one file. I click on upload, and that's it. So now my file got uploaded into the cloud. So this file is now available into the cloud. Okay, so this is my storage account, and this is my storage world. I can store any amount of a data here. Even if I have a 100 GB, 1 terabyte, 10 terabytes of data I want to store, I can go ahead and simply store the data into this storage account. So today we have created our second important service into the cloud, that is the storage account. Okay, now How if somebody, if I want to give you and also an access, what I can do is I can right click on it. I can see view. So I can view here itself if I want. There are a few file formats supported where you can see directly here. You can right click, you can download it. Okay, even you can click on this properties, and what I'm going to do is I copy this URL. I copy this URL. I am sending to you all guys, and any of you go ahead and try to download this file and check whether you are able to download it, whether I am able to share this information with you or not. Anybody can go and try it. So you will get an idea whether you go and do it or not. So anybody can go and try that, that whether you able to download with the link I have given. So that's how you can even upload your data, and even you can go and share this information as well. Now all this looks very fancy. Okay, now something comes in the mind is, what is this called? So basically this is called as nothing but a, as I said, this is called as what, a blob storage account. Okay, what we have created a blob storage account. Okay, and there is one another stuff which is called as ADLS, that is Azure Data Lake Storage account. Okay, so blob storage account, blob word comes from the binary large object. So long back when there was our Oracle server or maybe SQL server, there when you put a file you call it as a blob, binary large object. So every file you call it as a blob. Okay, so now a lot of people tried it and they are not able to download my data, right? So I know that you will not be able to do it. Okay, so I'll come back to it. Okay, so there are two types of account you can create. Either it could be a blob storage account, it could be your Azure Data Lake storage account. Okay, so for now whatever we have created is a blob storage account. So in the blob storage account, generally you are, it's a flat structure. Okay, you cannot create the folder, empty folders in this. Okay, so under the hood it does not contain any directories, it contains a path only. Okay, to you sometimes it look like a folder, but end of the day it's a flat file structure. So you cannot create an empty directories here. But if you create a data lake storage account, there you can create the folders as well. So you use this ADLS for generally a analytics purpose. Okay, it does not give any big difference. Okay, it all, it's look very pretty similar. But under the hood, internally, if you store the data into the ADLS, and if on that ADLS you run your Spark or your Databricks, then that will run faster if you run it, instead of that if you run it on the blob storage account. So that is the internal differences you see. Virtually when you see, all looks similar, quite similar. Okay, so now coming back, you are not able to download the file. So why this is happening? Okay, now this is happening because of this region. Go down to this container, and when you see my container, now the container has some access levels. Okay, so this access level is what I have set by default. It's a private. So it's a private means nobody else can access it. So what I can do is I can click on it and I can change the access level. Okay, I change this access level to container. Anonymous read access for container in the blob. Okay, so I go down to this change access level. I change this to this and I say okay. So now if you go down and you can try it out, you should be able to access this. Just go down and try again, guys. Whoever is doing, are you able to download it again? So even what I can do is, if I have to check on my own, what I'll do, I'll come down here, I go here, I right click, properties. Yes, a lot of people are able to download it now. Okay, I copy it. I open a one incognito window where my connection is not there. I just paste this and I say download. So my file got downloaded, right? Why? Because so again, that is one of the aspect I wanted to show is that here in the storage account you can do many things. Okay, so one of the thing is giving the proper access. So if you make it as a, your container as a private, so then nobody even know your URL can download outside your account. If you given a public access, then anybody can go and download. Even if you want to give access to specific persons, still you can give that accesses as well, and people will be able, those specific person get go and download it. Okay, so how you can do that? When you come down here to storage account, okay, there you see this access control, IAM. Click on that, then you come out and you say add role assignment. Okay, so assume that in your company there are 100 of uh, employees who is working. So to whom you want to give what access? So you can come here, you can give whether you want to give them owner access, contributor access, reader access. You select that type, you go to the next, then you can select the members. Okay, then you search them all by their names, etc., and then you give those specific member name. And let's say for example I select this member and then I say next, and I can say review and assign. So now this person has an access to go and access my storage account. So even in your organization, when you have to give access to these multiple folks, you can give it from here. Again, these all things you not need to do if you are a Azure data engineer or Azure data science guy. Generally this need to be taken care by the administrator or the infrastructure person. Okay, so these access, given access to someone or someone not, is not in your control. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it. Another good thing is with the storage account is this, a very cool concept. Okay, this will give you how smart a cloud is. Okay, now let me show you. When you see this this file, you see this option change tire. Okay, so what does it mean by this change tire? Okay, so this change tire means is there are three tires you will see: hot, cool, and archive. So basically what this hot, cool, and archive will do is this hot, cool, and archive, one sec. Few people are facing some issues, saying that the video quality is low. If everyone is facing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop my camera for a few minutes so that a bandwidth get increase automatically. And okay, on the screen it shows Saurabh's photo, but this is myself. Okay, anyways, that's fine. Go ahead. So I was talking about this tires. So I had an access tires, hot access tires, cool access tires, and archive. So basically, what happens is, take a very good example. I mean, assume it, you go down to a trip. Okay, you go down to a trip, you went to say Las Vegas and then you come back. Okay, now what you will do is you keep on looking at all the photos which you have taken, right? For next 1 week, for next 2 weeks, for next 3 weeks. Okay, what happens after that? After that, slowly you stop looking at those pictures. Okay, so what you will do after that is basically you will not access those very frequently. Maybe by that 3 weeks 4 weeks time you went to another short trip nearby or some event, and then you get occupied with that. So generally this is a human behavior, is that whenever you create some data, then you use that data frequently, but as the real time progresses you won't use that data frequently. Okay, So that's why uh, what cloud has done is cloud has given you three tiers. One is hot, cool, archive. So what hot is saying is, if it is in a hot tire, it means that you are frequently accessing it. Like you just come out of your trip and you have to share all these photos to your friends, on your social media, on Insta, and all where. Okay, so you might be using all those things very frequently. So that is nothing but your hot access tire. Now, if over a period of time you know that you don't use that frequently, so what you can do is you can change the access tire to cool. Now the moment you change access tire to the cool, the cost will reduce down. Now you Azure also understand that now this data is something which is not needed that frequently. So what Azure can do is Azure can put it into a some uh, lower speed or a slower speed volumes or devices, so that even if you get a little slow response, you are fine because this data is not very frequently needed. Okay, and accordingly Azure will charge less to you. Okay, so that is basically your access tire thing. Even I just changed it, and what I'll do is I go down here into this incognito window and I type in here again that, and I download it. Now see, this will get downloaded. Although the size was very less, so I don't feel any big difference. But internally, you will see the difference in the pricing. Okay, so whenever your file is new, generally you put it into the hot tire, and slowly over a period of time, you can move it to the cool access tire, so that the charge, the costing will come out to be little less. Okay, so that's what you can do. And even if you see there is one another axis tire is there, the third axis tire, which is an archive axis tire. Okay, so what does archive axis tire means is, archive means it will put it quite behind this file. And like, let's say for example you have some transactional data. Okay, maybe you are, assume it, you have some data which is like 2 years old, 3 years old, and you know that this is data which is something I don't need. I just need to save this data for the sake of it. Or maybe I just need to store this data for a compliances issues only. There is something pops up from the history. So I have to go back and check it. So I have this kind of a data. So you can archive all those data or using this archive access type. So what happens is Azure will put all this data into a very slow performing space. And again, the charges is very very less for storing such kind of a data. In this kind of a data, you have to request to the Azure to get this data, and Azure will respond slow, and it takes, sometimes it take few hours as well to get this data back. Okay, so that is the thing. So whenever you create a your storage account and you store a file in that, it could can store in three different access tiers. It could be hot, it could be cool, or it could be an archive. Okay, hot is like very frequently you in and out access it, so that need to be a very fast retrieval. Then cool has a less frequency, less speed, and archive is the lowest speed, and the the charges is also lowest correspondingly. So based upon all your need, you can increase decrease as per your need. Okay, so that is nothing but your access tires. Okay, so that's how you can create in your access tires. Coming back again to the storage account thing, so we have seen in the storage account you can change the access levels. Access level is basically make a public private. Okay, and access tier will hot, cool, and archive. Okay, so tier is like decide what pricing tier you need, and container is access levels. Okay, so whether it is a public or whether it is a private one. Okay, so who can go and access it. So that's how this get decided. Lastly, one thing you see here, here you just see only the upload option. So what I'm going to do is I quickly create one more storage account, and this time we create an ADLS account. Okay, so again, everything remains the same. I need to select the resource group, I use this resource group. I give a name, storage account name, AZ free session demo 1 ADLS. So I give this name, and this time I'm creating Azure Data Lake Storage account. Rest all keep safe. And I said it earlier. On the second advanced tab, you select this enable hierarchical namespace. So this time I am just selecting this, and you see the data lake storage gen 2 is going to get created. Rest all remains the same. So you can keep as it is default, and you say just review. So all this review done, and you say create. So now my storage second storage account will get created, and this time this will become an Azure Data Lake storage account. Okay, so this will be pretty Azure Data Lake storage account only. So let it take some time, maybe few seconds, and then I'll show you what exactly I wanted to show about the difference between the storage account, blob storage account, and our data lake storage. So you can see it is ready. I go to the resource. Now here also you see the same thing: container, file service, queues, etc. But here, instead of blob service, here you now see data lake storage. So you click on that. Again, this screen also looks same. You go ahead, you create the containers. I again call it as a landing container here. I created. The difference here now is here. Okay, here also it looks same, but now here you see this option, add a directory. So if you go back, if let's say if I come here in the my another window, if I open up normal my blob storage account. Okay, let me just quickly open a blob storage account in an another window as well. So here it is opening up. Okay, so this is my storage account. Now go to this container. Inside the container, I'm going to this landing. Okay, so now on the left hand side, I have this my blob storage account. So in the blob, you see after upload, I don't have add directory option. Here on this ADLS account, I have an add directory option here. So I can click on folders, and I can create an empty folder saying that, okay, let's say what is the date today? 07 07 10 and then 2022. So I can create a folder here, a directory here, and rest remains the same. I go inside the folder, and I can upload a file inside this. So I can come here, and I can select again my order.csv, and my file get uploaded. Okay, so only difference it comes is like, to me it look like that I can create a folders, and inside folder I can save it. Although again the thing remains the same, that you can give all those access tiers, public access level, etc. Under the hood, this will perform much faster compared to what you will do when you have a blob storage. Okay, so that's the only difference come with the ADLS. But as if it give a fast access for the your analytics purpose, so comparatively this will cost little high also. Okay, so rest assured that if you are getting something good, you have to pay something more in Azure. Okay, so Azure is very commercial product. Okay, so now everything you get something extra, that means you are paying something extra, as simple as that. Okay, so that is about our storage account thing. So one sec. That's all about our storage account thing. Any questions, anything so far, anyone? Any questions you have for me on the storage account thing which we have seen today? So we can talk about it, or if you have any questions around this data engineering thing, you can ask me as well. So it's up to you. Any questions, anything? Guys, it's raining heavily at my place, so maybe that is the reason we are getting the network issues. So please bear with me for today. Okay. Anyone, what are the different types of blob storage? There are no different types of a blob storage. I mean, blob storage could be a normal blob storage account, or it could be an Azure Data Lake storage account. That could be two things. This syllabus is Sonu is saying this syllabus is okay related to data engineer. As I said, storage account thing is a quite common. So storage account is common service, whether you are doing anything, whether you are doing a DevOps, whether you are doing a data engineer, whether you are a data scientist, storage account is common to all of them. Okay. Someone is talking about blob, page blobs, or append blob. I don't want to talk about it. That is a little more deep down. We don't want to talk about it at this point. Manoj, is archive is like a backup. You think about kind of backup for archive. That is fine. Any other questions? Anyone? Can we upload someone is asking, can we upload a data JSON file? Chitranshu was asking. See, you can upload anything. Any format is allowed. Okay. So format is not a problem in uploading the data to a blob storage or a ADLS. You can do anything. Any update on the WhatsApp group, guys? WhatsApp group is already there. I think a lot of people has already have an access, and even if you go back to my previous session, there you will see that link. Nilesh Kumar Gupta is saying, is this course covers ADF also? For ADF, this is the course. Okay, so this is the course for ADF. Okay, so if I'm not sure whether I have that complete syllabus somewhere written out. So generally, these are the things which needed to cover for a data engineer. So if you want to become a data engineer, you should go Azure Data Engineer. You specifically need to cover all this. Okay, you need to know ADF. Azure Data Factory is nothing but your ADF, your Spark, PySpark, Databricks, Synapse, Key Vault, Storage Account, Logic App, Function App, and some basic other utilities. Okay, so if you cover all these things, you will become an Azure Data Engineer. If you find challenges in doing all this, then I have running a dedicated course which you can join, and there, that's why I said become a data engineer. It's not a one day or a overnight thing. You need to spend a little more effort. So that is 3 month long course. So it requires a lot of effort. Okay, it requires a practice and that 3 months long period where you can go ahead and learn it. Okay, Pawan is asking, some people are trying to create free account but it is not working for them. It would be great if you can guide us or have one session with .edu mail for learning purpose. Pawan, I don't have .edu email ID, so that is my problem. I cannot show. I don't have .edu mail. I can show it with a normal email, but I've exhausted a long back with all my credit cards and debit cards. Generally, this is a problem sometimes from the Microsoft. The best use case for creating a free account is a credit card with the international payment option enabled. So the best possible case is could be is credit card and payment need to be enabled for international. So international payment option enabled. That's how majorly you will avoid any problem. It's still sometimes it some for some students it works with the debit card, for some student does not work with the debit card, for some it work with the Visa card. I have n number of issues reported by n number of students, but again guys, that is not in the hands of me or any other trainer or instructor, because this is up to the Microsoft only. So they have their own challenges. I don't know why they have keep this thing so stringent, but they have their own problems. So we have to bear with it, and we can do some hit and trial. That's it. I mean, no specific information has been given by the Microsoft on this. Okay, Nilesh is asking, Can it be created with a Gmail account as a free Azure account? I think you can use your Gmail account. That's not a big thing. That's not a problem. But again, you need to provide the credit cards and all. That is the most important thing. Tvesh Srivastava is asking, how does the availability zone connected to each other within an Azure region? Either it is a cloud connection or the physical connection. End of the day, it's a physical connection. So ideally, they connected via uh, a high speed connection. So when we talk about this region, and region has this three availability zone, all these three get connected via high speed connection. Okay, very high speed connection. Okay, so sometimes they create a dedicated lines, a dedicated mechanism through some third party vendors, and via that they get a dedicated high speed connection. Okay, so again, that is very internal to the Azure. We don't have to worry about it because Azure is already charging to us for that. Ibit, uh, Ibetisam Attar. I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Hi Deepak, good morning. Can we stop delete this storage account when not being in use? Yes, you can perfectly go down and delete it if you are not using it. I have missed that step, but go ahead and delete it so that it won't cost you. Although if you are in a free trial, it's completely fine. Okay. H. Nair is asking, is there a WhatsApp group for this association? Could you share the link? It is there. Guys, other folks, please help S. Nair to share that WhatsApp group link. Otherwise, S. Nair, I can say that go to the previous session and go to the description. In that description, there itself, I have put that link. So I just show you directly here. Keep I come down here. I think you go down to this YouTube. Under the YouTube, go to my channel somewhere. Okay, so this is my channel. So under this channel, you will see this session, and in this session, if you go under the description of this session, where I can see the description, I can see somewhere here, I guess so. Yeah. So here you find this WhatsApp group link. Okay. So go down to the previous session, get to this WhatsApp group link and join it here. Okay. So that's how you can get it there. Any other questions? Anyone? Meanwhile, something you wanted to share? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Uh, who is asking this? EG. Why EG is highlighted in the chat? It is only me or some for everybody. I don't know. Sometimes I forget to hide that comment. That could be the reason. EG. Tvesh Srivastav is asking any particular reason why only three zone created in a particular region? Why not more than three? See, end of the day, it's three get. I mean, three is like the backup thing. Okay, you can have a 10 as well, but it has been found that like two things go down at the simultaneously could be the biggest thing, and the three also goes down. It's a very very rare chances. So from that probability, this has been come that okay, three is a standard replication factor kind of thing. Okay, so from there it comes in. You can have a 4 5 as well if you have very mission critical zones, etc. But that's how this comes in, that all three went down at the same point of a time. The chances are quite less. Okay, and from that probability aspect, this three figure has been come. This three figure is quite common even when we work on the Hadoop HDFS. There also replication factor is set as three. So this three comes from that theory. Okay. Venkat is asking, are we having everyday session for an hour? No, we have session only on the weekdays. So now next session would be on the Tuesday, not before that. So I'm really sorry, I forgot to tell you at the start that this session is now, next session would be on the Tuesday. Any manuals to go through the topics covered? Adi Narayan, sir, this is a free service. You can come forward, look at the previous sessions, and you can make a notes and help each others. Okay, so I'm already putting so much effort in coming out and taking time off from my personal stuff and teaching you all. Doing everything is tough, so please excuse me for this. Like this tough to manage all this notes and all. Okay, I hope you understand that point. Okay. Ajay Pujar is asking, will we get Azure data engineer jobs in 2023 recession? I'm not an astrologist, but I can tell you one thing for sure. Whatever you know, if you know plus one more thing, that will help you to retain at least your current job. That's for sure. Okay. Now, getting another one could be another thing, but at least if it is a recession, the first thing is retaining the current job, right? Forget about getting another. So, if assume God forbidden, if even a big recession comes in, people will find difficult to retain their existing job. Who have some extra knowledge, who has some extra edge, will going to retain easily. So, adding anything extra to your profile will not cost you. If you feel that my sessions are costly, it is not helping you, don't join my sessions. Do it on your own. But guys, go ahead and do it. Okay. So that's what I can say to you, Puja, Ajay Puja. Don't shy away from upskilling yourself. Okay, because this is the only investment which you can do on yourself. Rest all will be just a noise. Okay. Nikhil, Radha Devi, when I created VM, it came up with only 1 GB RAM for my edu account. I set a problem. No, is it not a problem? It's like what configuration you have chosen. You can choose a big thing. It's fine. Okay. So it's completely fine. You are just doing a practice. So that's okay. Pawan is saying, sir, I am preparing notes. Great. Share it with all the folks. It helps the community. Amil K, could you help us with the interview preparation? Amil, for which interview you are talking about? Azure Data Engineer interview, DevOps interview, developer interview, or what interview you're talking about? Because if long back I shared this as well. This is one of the good slide which I wanted to share with you guys. Oh my god, where it is? Nowhere I can find it. It look like nowhere. I'm sorry. I think I missed that. Anyways, so I'll show that. I think it was there. I missed it. 1 minute. I'm just pulling it out. That could help. Oh, I'm not getting any here. So this one. So majorly there are four categories in the Azure or in the cloud development or a cloud profiles. So you are talking about which one, then only I can help you for that specific interview. So you have to tell me for which specific interview you're talking about. I think Amul is asking for Azure Data Engineer. Yes, Azure Data Engineer, you can go ahead and I have written hell lot of content. To be honest, from the data engineering side, I have written so many blogs. I have written so many interview questions. I have created a dedicated course on the data engineering interview preparation. I have my data engineering course. So many stuff is there on this data engineering side. So there for interview preparation, I can definitely help. So once you reach to that level where you are ready for data engineer interviews, reach out to me. I will certainly help you. Whether okay, Suresh is asking whether uploaded files are encrypted in a storage account. How safe? Yes, I haven't talked about it. Yes, remind me in the next session. I'll talk about this encryption thing. Okay, it is encrypted for sure. May I know the duration of the course? Tulasi Lakshmi, I don't know for which course duration you are talking about. So please be clear on your question so that I can answer. Uh, Abhishek Mani Tripathi, can we get this PPT which we are discussing throughout the session? Yes, sir. Everything is free for you guys. You can take it up. Okay. So this PPT is fine. I'll share it. Not a big thing. Manoj saying hello, hello Manoj. Any questions? Anyone? Please quickly. I mean, it's a working day for me as well. If you have any relevant question, please come forward. Tulsi is asking for current live classes. I I think you're asking for a course duration for this current live classes. I'm gonna take at least this third session today, I guess. So at least I'll take 7 to 8 sessions, 7 to 8 session more. So I had thought of like taking 10, 12 sessions. So if you guys respond positively and if you get a good response, we'll take a 10, 12 session. So far it looks good. So we'll continue. Okay. So I need on an average 100 people. If 100 people are out there who is ready to learn, I'm ready to teach free. Okay. That's what I'm doing. Suresh, thanks. I'll remind about the storage account thing. Thank you. Abhishek is thank you. Rajesh Shekhar, again for you also class timing. You are asking for which class timing? I'm not sure. I assume you are talking about the data engineering classes. Data engineering classes would be on the same time, like 8:15 in the morning, but that is on the Saturday, Sunday only. So there are 2 days only that I'm going to teach there, but that is a 2 hours of sessions, and that will run for a 3 months. Jacques is saying thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Any other questions? Anything, if anything you have, please let me know. And please, guys, do a shout out. That won't charge you any single rupee, right? You can write a one recommendation to me on the LinkedIn, you can put out some post, tag me, share it on your WhatsApp, anywhere. See, guys, at least this much you can do because I don't get anything out of all this session, to be honest. It's like I am helping. I get little bit popularity which you feel. That's all I can get it. Otherwise, I won't get anything out of all this. Okay, and but I'm putting so much effort. 2 hours every day I'm putting for you guys. I hope even if you ask yourself, a lot of people even not able to understand. I mean, not able to even join the class because they don't have even a time to join a free session as well. So imagine somebody is coming out and giving effort and teaching for free. At least that much you can do for that guy. So again, it's an emotional pitch, but yes, sometimes this things makes me a little emotional that why people are going to be so selfish. Okay, anyways, I'm used to it. Okay, Paresh, it's saying, do you have class tomorrow? I already said we have classes only on the weekdays. So the next session would be on the Tuesday. So that is the session you can have it on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So 4 sessions we have on the next week. Okay. Any other questions? Anyone? Any other questions? Come forward, please. Fast. I'll available for next 5 minutes more. So let's quickly ask if you have anything to ask about it. If you even have to talk about anything around the data engineering, also I'm starting a new batch of my data engineering, which will going to start from November 5. If and that batch contains all the in-depth knowledge, your hands-on quizzes, assignment, projects, placement support, so many things has been involved under this course. So if you are the one who is looking to upskill yourself, you want to add one more extra skill in your resume for yourself, guys, go ahead and join this data engineering sessions. It will help you to do that. Many people has already done that. So maybe you are also the one who can go ahead and change your stream. Dipali is saying, thank you, sir, for such an informative session. Thank you so much, and welcome to the data engineer session. Thanks, Dipali. Dipali is already part of it. Suresh, Deepak, you are doing a great job. not only spending 2 hours for teaching, and you forgot to say that material preparation for the full course. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I'm giving the material as well. So that's fine, Suresh. That's completely fine. See, in the world, you keep on doing your good work. If nobody is watching, God is watching. Okay, so that will come back in some form to you. So never expect from people, expect from the God only. So things will go good. Okay. Chitranshu is saying how to join data engineering course. So this is the link on the top. You can see ADE, that is Azure Data Engineer .azurelib.com. Go to this website, register, and there you have to enroll. And once you enroll, you are a part of a data engineering course. Avas Ashwati Suresh Kumar is saying there is a coupon code. So one coupon code is already there for on the portal. Also, you will see one coupon code is this ADENOV. That is Azure Data Engineer November. So that coupon code you will apply and you will get almost, I guess, around 15% discount directly. So go ahead and do it, and that will be there. This coupon code will be there for next 1 or 2 day only, and then this coupon code will also get removed. So it will back to the normal price, and still the my price is, I'm telling you, it's still my price is one third or one fifth of what people are charging into the market. And it's still in the in the market, people are giving you only the recorded courses and taking 50,000, 60,000 like that. This course is one third or one fifth of those prices, and still it's completely a live class. Just like here, I go and teach everything live practically. Somebody is saying how much is for the data engineering course? You go down and you will see the details onto the portal. Trust me, it is quite economical. Uvayo Jacques is asking Deepak sir, when are we moving to the Google Meet for the interactive session? Oh man, I forgot to move there. So, okay, what I'm going to do is now I'll move to the Google Meet. I will share the meeting invite to all of you. Okay, and you all can join there. So let's have our next class on the Google Meet. And for all of you, I will just go down and share my email via email this meeting detail. Okay, so you can join there. Let's have a one session on the Google Meet. That makes sense. Thank you, Uvayo. Any other questions? Anyone? Thank you, Manoj. And I'm very sure that still after doing so much pitch, nobody will write a recommendation, nobody will do the endorsement, and nobody will go and put a one post on the LinkedIn and do anything. I know that this is not the first time I'm taking a free session. I used to take it, and this is how always I get a response, but that's fine. That has not stopped me in doing and sharing my knowledge. So that's fine, Manoj. That happens. That's okay. Amulya is asking, I register for Azure Data Engineer interview prep course, but don't know how to access. Send out an email or email or link, ping me on the LinkedIn. I will help you. Okay, Amul. Thank you so much. DHFD is saying you are already explained real-time project related to AWS account, but I want real-time project explanation related to Azure Data Engineer role on it. I don't know where I said it for the AWS account, so I don't know where what you're talking about. Please be clear. I mean, which you talking about? I'm not sure in what context, because I have not shared where I've talked about AWS account thing. Okay, access material. Okay, where to enroll for Azure Data Engineer interview prep course? Tulsi, it is not for you. I know that you are not a data engineer. So interview prep course is good for someone who is already a data engineer, okay, or who are already learning the data engineer. This will help you to help in the interview. But if you don't know the concept from the scratch, then does not mean to get to the interview. Okay. Suresh, Gmeet video quality is not good, and we sharing the screen. When sharing the screen, it will not clear to see. I think that's a myth, Suresh, because I take all my live classes on the Google Meet and it has a perfect quality. And I'll also add one more thing. I have a paid account with the Google Workspace, so I hope that could be the reason. So maybe for me, the quality is not never been a problem with the Google. Okay, any other questions? Anyone? What is the expected end date for data engineering course, Nikhila? It is a 3 months long course. So imagine, count the 3 months from there. November, December, January. So it's somewhere like January end. You can expect. Okay. Any more questions? If anyone, if does not, we can wrap up it for today. Okay. So thank you, Nitin. Thank you, Suresh. Okay. So that's all for today, guys. We'll see you on to the next session on the Tuesday. You all will get a link, or else you can go down to our Fresh Learn, our LMS portal. If you don't know how to go to that LMS portal, what you can do is you can watch the session two at the start of the session one and session two. I have already shared how you can go and access your account. So from there you can go and access it, and there you can go and see all the recordings, and you can see the next meeting detail as well, although I'm going to send an email as well. So please go check out your spam folder as well, because sometimes your email land up into this spam folder. So that could be the reason you don't get the email. Otherwise you definitely get an email from my portal. So that's all. Any other question? Why? I don't know for what you want to pay. You want to pay for international debit card? I don't know. You want to pay for a Azure account? So check with the Microsoft. They allowed it. And if you want to checking for my course, you can do the. Uh, I think that is allowed in my course also. So you can have it through the my international debit card also. DHFD, you are already explained real-time project special store data from AWS account to Azure. That is you already explained real-time project in Udemy. But what real-time project related to ADF? Sir, if you have seen my second project, it is about that only. Um, Today's session cover good details and needs practice. I will ask questions once I will practice them. As of now, I am good. Thank you so much for your input and effort. Thank you, Ashish. Thank you, Abhishek. Yeah. So Vio, yes, you can use your international card, or you can go through the PayPal as well. So there is an option for PayPal. So via that you can go and enroll for the data engineering course using that. Adit Narayan, thank you. I really appreciate you for this amazing session. Thank you so much. Thank you. This sessions could be worth of thousands of rupees which you are getting for free. So I say respect all those sessions, and I mean you use it for yourself. I don't have anything to earn about it, but you guys have to take. I mean, get a lot of information about it. So please share it in your group. Others will also get benefited. That's the only intent I have. Uh, why just go down and you are looking for some coupon code? Please reach out to me. So for you, the coupon code will be like for outside student. The coupon code is ADE November US. So this is the coupon code if you are looking at my screen. ADE November US. If it still not work out, give me a hi on the LinkedIn. I will help you. Okay. Anything else, guys? Anything you wanted to share, talk, or shall we call it a day finally? Okay. So thank you everyone. I think no doubts left, no questions left. So thank you so much. I will see you on the Tuesday, and this time I will try to come on the Google Meet so that you all can ask and we can interact. Okay. So thank you for joining me. See you. Goodbye. Take care.